Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Welcome, I hope you're all well and all been having a great weekend. We're going to get straight into it because this is a piece of content on something that it's another one of those things. It's another one of those things that I say to myself, why haven't I made any content on this? Because it's just something that gets passed from bag to bag, something that just has worked its way into my carry, and I don't understand why I've never made something on this. And it reminded me of a piece of content I made a few weeks back, and I thought, right, I need to do that. And we are here today to look at the Vanquest PPM Slim version 2. I mean, that's a beautiful name, isn't it? PPM Slim version 2. PPM stands for Pocket Maximizer. No, what does it stand for? Personal Pocket Maximizer. Now I do have to say, back in the late 90s I had a personal pocket maximizer, but it is completely different to this. You know, I was young and insecure about my body and certain part needed, but I mean, like I say, this is a completely different product to that. Completely different site that you get it from as well. But anyway, so the PPM Slim version 2 is a small pocket organizer. It's something that is very simple to be able to drop into your EDC, to be able to pass between different bags. So what I'll do is I'll turn the camera around so that we can take a closer look at this while I'm doing that. If at any point you do enjoy this content or even find it mildly funny, then please feel to hit the like button, and subscribe would be amazing. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022. That would be amazing. But for now, as I say, let's turn the camera around so we can take a closer look. Now, as we usually do, we'll go through some measurements, some materials, and then we'll have a look at some of the features of this pouch. Now, I'm going to call the pouch the Slim. I know it's called the PPM Slim version 2, but just for time's sake, let's just call it the Slim for now, when I'm referring to it. Okay, so as far as measurements are concerned, this is made, these are from the US, so I'll give it you all in inches, and hopefully you'll be able to see here, they're all in millimeters as well, but it comes in at 6.5 inches by 4.25 inches by 0.75 inches in thickness. Now, again, with the thickness, I always tend to mention is really that depends on how much you've got in here. At the moment, it's probably about 1.5 inches thick, but I've got this packed out with a usual kind of carry that I have. It's pretty much what I had in the what was it? It was the Maxpedition Micro that I did a few weeks back. So if you check whichever side that thing always appears on, if you check the link there, you'll be able to see that. As far as your materials are concerned, so on the outside, this is made from 1000D military grade CORDURA. It also has a Teflon DuPont coating on there to make sure that, if any water gets off here, it really does just bead off it. Zips, so there is a large zip. This opens a clamshell book style. But rather than just having one zip that opens all the way around, there are two YKK zips on here. These are the RC self-healing YKK zips, so you certainly don't need to worry about snagging or anything like that. And then there is some paracord attached to each of those. Certainly helps when you're throwing this in and out different packs. Nothing to get snagged on as far as zips are concerned. The zips are really nice and smooth. There is a little point, and I'll get to that when we touch on this, but where this is here, so inside there is some reinforcement on the stitching. It doesn't get stuck, but what you find is that there's just a small section of tension. So as you can, if you can hear that, it's not snagging, but it just, I don't know, it just slows down when it gets to that point, and it's always roughly about here. That's because, as I mentioned, on the inside you have the loop elastics, but you also have this pocket on the front here. So it's not a negative, it's more of an observation, but you just get certainly used to that after a while. But depending on how you want to open this, you've got access. So if you wanted to, you can open it like that, or you can peel it all the way around. The rest of the materials on here, on the inside, which we will have a look at, there's some really nice HIGH-VIS lining. The HIGH-VIS lining on the inside is a 210 ripstop material, which is really nice. I think for 2022, it's all about HIGH-VIS internal linings. The only other materials on here really are the elastic on the inside, which is a really strong military grade elastic, and then you have some webbing here on the back, a nice little loop so that you can pull it out of whatever it needs to. And I suppose I've might as well carry on with this bit, but hopefully what you'll notice as well is that on the back here there are some PALS webbing loops. So if you want to attach this to any sort of molly system, then you can do, and it secures really well. But what you've also got is, just in case you did need to use these, there's some extra loops here, and you can use these at the top as well. So if you've got a chest rig or something like that that maybe it's difficult to be able to attach something to, or maybe if you just need to jerry rig something to make sure that it works, there's extra lashing points on this, so that, you know, as long as your imagination can work out how you can attach these to something, then you've got additional points here on the back. So to get back to the front, usually I start at the front, but here you'll be able to see that we have a nice little bit of Vanquest branding. I like the Vanquest branding. It's just, you know, it's okay. I think on a pouch like this, with this being the grey version. Oh, by the way, so this comes in how many versions? I think there's 3 or 4 different colorways on this, but you know, I'll leave a link to those. The branding fits in really well and nicely with this pouch. On the front here, you'll be able to see that there is a pocket. The pocket opens, and there is some Velcro, some hook and loop at the top there to keep it fastened if you don't want bits to fall out of there. What I've done is I've put this little button compass on there, just to, you know, because I quite like it. Sometimes I put them here on the top, but yeah, I've just put that little button compass there. So you've got the zip that goes all the way around. We've mentioned the back, and then here at the top you have this nice little grab handle. The grab handles on these are really good. It's just a little bit thinner. What they've done is it's 25mm webbing, and they've just folded it over and stitched it. I actually find this one's really easy to grab. Because of the fact that they've doubled this over, it wants to sit proud in whatever you put it into. So it's always just a good loop that you can put a thumb into, or put a finger into, so that you can pull it out as well. Also on the front there is a hook and loop section, so if you want to put a morale patch on here, but what Vanquest also sell, and I've just completely forgotten the name of them, but they have different coloured patches that you can use for each of these. I think there's 5 or 6 different colours so that you can attach, so that you know that if you want to grab your red pouch with a red tag on the front, that's got your first aid kit in, whereas your blue pouch might have your eye kit in there, your green pouch might have all your electronics. It's a very, very clever way of being able to add just a quick identity onto the front of the pouch. So getting into it, as I mentioned, you know, really nice smooth zip. Apart from, again, I'm not going to overstate it, but there is just a little part here, but hopefully you can see. So you've got the construction here, and then there's that pocket, which just I'm talking about that too much. It's not an issue, it's just something that I've noticed. So I like to keep a little, what are these? These are microfiber cloths in there. This is from Arizona Custom Knives. It's just really good to be able to stop your tools and stuff from banging together. So it opens up, clamshell, like a book. Hopefully, here on the left hand side you have 1, 2, 3, 4 single loops, and they all use this really, really nice, really high quality elastic. On the flip side you then have 3 loops, but what they've done is, and I think this is quite a clever way of doing it, so these loops here really are designed for longer items, whereas these loops on this side, so you have 3, and these 3 are all 1 inch wide, well actually it's probably just over 1 inch wide, whereas the ones here on the bottom, you can see that this one is a lot wider than these. So if you have a longer item that you want to make sure is hooked in here at the bottom, you can certainly do that. But if you have other items that you don't want to have hooked in there, you can. But then if you have a shorter item, you want to put another one in the bottom, you can certainly do that. So it just gives you a little bit more options as to how you can lay all of this out. Now here on the left hand side I have a Victorinox. I also have in one of my Rogan tools. I mentioned Rogan USA in the previous piece of content I do, but if there's anything that you take from this, I definitely recommend having a look for Rogan USA. They make absolutely amazing tools that you can use to help preserve the life of your knives. You can certainly do a lot with these. They are really that good. But as you know, you can fit, if you wanted to, you can fit a flashlight into here. But this is mainly for your longer items. Now, if I quickly take these out, behind the back of here, we have that lining that I mentioned. So it's like a burnt orange. It's not a full orange. I'm trying to think. It's more of like a golden orange kind of color. But this is so you can protect what's in behind there. I have a small Right in the Rain pad in there, and I also have a comb as well, just in case Mr. Handsome needs to make an appearance. So the pocket, hopefully you can see, is stitched into here, so it goes all the way down to the bottom, and then at the top you have a little loop just in case you need to attach anything in here. Now, as far as the stitching is concerned, all of the stitching is reinforced, really nice strong reinforcements on there. The stitching itself is pinstripe straight. It really is that, well, it's kind of what you'd expect from Vanquest, to be fair. I haven't had a lot of their products, but the products that I have had from them have been absolutely amazing. It's also reinforced here as well. This would be the crease or the fold where that opens, and then onto the flip side you have a little bit of branding here at the top, and then as mentioned you have these staggered loops. So the 3 loops that I have here are great for putting larger, wider items into, and then you can also double them up as well, as we had in before. We had a flashlight and a pen in here, and then if I take this spare battery that I've got in there, hopefully you can see as well, this is how these staggered loops work. So these 2 loops here can take advantage of both of these. This one will fit into there, and that one will fit either that side or that side. So if you do have something that you want to make sure is held a little bit more secure, then you can put it down the right hand side that we have here. Or if you want to use this, as I have been doing to store an extra battery, if there's a smaller item in here, then being able to stagger them does it. You know, it's a very clever way of being able to manage the storage in here. Have a look on the Vanquest website and you'll see that they've done this maths, trigonometry style calculus brainstorm on how this gives you more space over a traditional style pouch. And it does. I found in testing, you know, you can use these a little bit better because these are staggered, and they're also different sizes compared to the ones above there. Then behind there you have some more lining. I have in there some, well, I have a large Ranger band just in case I need to cut that shorter. And then again, see, we have a small key stay in there just in case you need to have that in. It's a bit short, but I think it does a reasonable job. I think if you're going to use this for a certain type of kit, maybe you could have this as a I don't know, rifle cleaning kit. If you go to a range and you have a dedicated locker, then you can keep your locker key on there, and you know it will all work. But I think all in all, it's a great size. Now I will say it's just slightly too big for your pocket. However, it still does a very good job of being able to organise all of your gear when you put it into this. Now, for a pocket organiser, I would expect it to be slightly smaller. I think Vanquest probably could have 2 versions of this, or at least they need to do a smaller version. If they had a PPM micro and just shaved, say, 20mm from the top, 20mm from the side, and maybe an inch off the top and an inch off the side, I think it would fit more so within your pocket. Now I guess really it's what you think of a pocket. Is your pocket in your pants? This will fit in. It will fit in. Now I'm wearing khakis today, and they do fit into there, but there's no room for anything else. Jeans, they are a struggle to get in. If you're wearing cargo pants, that's completely different. This will easily fit within your cargo pockets. But I think this is more towards pockets within other packs. If you've got a backpack, if you've got a day bag or anything like that, this just falls straight into there. Someone mentioned earlier, I must apologise if you're watching this and it was you. Then I do apologise. I try to make a note of people's names, but somebody said these are actually really good because if you have a style of military style backpack where you have like a slots for an AR or an AK magazines into those, these slip really well into those, surprisingly well in fact. So they're great just to be able to have drop in, pull out when you need it, and I think they've crafted a great pack. I think to call it the Slim, it is slimmer pouch. It is slimmer than some of the other versions. I think one's called a huge and one's called a super huge. But for me, it just needs to be a tiny little bit smaller. But that's not to take anything away from what you can put into this and how this can be used effectively. Now what I'll do is, as always, this is YouTube. I'll leave some links in the description below so that you can check these out. They may be affiliate links. If you choose to use those, it's to no extra cost to yourself. It just gives a small kickback to my channel so I can continue to make content like this. Full disclosure, this wasn't sent to me by Vanquest. If you want to get in touch, maybe. Been really liking that ADAX. So this was purchased by myself. All of the opinions given today were mine. I'll leave some of my social media links below so that you can check those out. But I definitely say for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC.